Had a bit of a spur of the moment fish. I was, as usual, always having the rod and a few lures in the car, and I thought I'd go try and flick some lures for some yellowfin whiting. I started off using a little mini Vex micro meat, which I thought would be great for the yellowfin, and unfortunately this bloody ray smashed it. I was miles out as well. I was trying to reel him in, but he just, every time he got close to me, he just kept on shooting by, and there's no way I was going to be able to unhook this lure while I'm waiting out here, otherwise I'd end up with a barb in my foot, I reckon. Thankfully it gave way. Bit annoying though, I only bought probably about 4 or 5 lures on the wade because I thought I'd go for a quick session. I was actually out here for quite a while, probably like half an hour before I found the fish. Once I found them, they're pretty much on fish at cast. I had my 2500 Stradic and my TD Zero 2-5, which is a bit stiff for this, but still had the longer rods so I could get those really long casts. 8-pound braid and 4-pound leader from when I was chasing brim. I was using a EcoGear ZX blade. This was the size 43. You could absolutely cast it a mile into the wind. Pretty good prospecting sort of lure to use. They started off pretty small, but at least I was onto something after waiting around for, 30 minutes. In this depth of water, I'm looking for the follows. Often the yellowfin whiting will chase your lure right in, and they might deviate right at the end, but you're looking for a pack of following fish basically. Once you get your retrieve right, they'll start smashing it. With the ZX, I was casting out so far that I didn't really see them until they'd already hooked on. It's a pretty consistent lure for this type of fishing. The only thing is you're going to get them on all sizes, so all the little tackers to the big ones, which is still a lot of fun. The other thing you'll see the fish like bubbling on the surface or taking little bits of bait here and there, little pops, and you can hear them as well when they pop on the surface. Often it's distinguishing between the yellowfin whiting popping on the surface and the mullet. Generally the mullet are flying themselves out of the water, and a little bit more dramatic where they flop on their sides. So if you hear a big splash, it's usually a mullet rather than a yellowfin whiting. Pretty simple retrieve. Different with other species, you don't necessarily have to do a pause. You will find a lot of issues with bits of stringweed this time of year as well in spring, and particularly here I'm on the low tide. That's why I've had to wade out so far. Usually you could probably get a bit of action closer to shore, but here I'm out, a couple hundred meters. Here it's got the 2 little assist hooks which you can pull through that weed quite well, but I didn't actually have any. But if it's like that, then you just use surface lures, little surface poppers, or little surface stick baits where you can use the walk the dog technique. If I was planning for this, I probably would have brought some with me. Even here I'm doing catch and release. These fish are bloody delicious, so any of the bigger ones I would have usually have taken home. So with the ZX lure, I was wading through all the little tackers, but eventually the bigger ones started to come by. Just finding the different school. So here I was onto a school of little ones and kept on walking, following and chasing other schools until you get the bigger packs. With technique, I'm just casting out as far as I can with the wind at my back. Little hops. I'm in pretty shallow, so you don't need huge ones. Just keep on winding. Looks like I'm winding faster than I am because the camera's so close, but I'm just doing a sort of slow to steady retrieve, but constant. Fun little species to target. I think if I was coming out here to chase a feed, I'd probably bring my little cooler backpack and have that on the back, and a little spike where I'd put them down and chuck them straight into the backpack and keep on walking. I don't think there's a size limit, but you probably want to keep them at least above sort of, mid-20s to make it worthwhile. I know there's a few people out there which have those full rigs where there's sort of like a floating esky that trails behind you. My only issue with that is with all the bloody rays that are around here, I'd be pretty worried about them trying to take your catch or scaring the crap out of you when they sneak up and try and take him. Finally got onto a nice chunky one, which was pulling a bit of drag. It was a lot of fun, to be honest. Didn't have a stick with me, so I sort of measured up against the rod. I think it was probably just around 30 centimeters, but wasn't done on a proper measure, so who knows. Either way, it would have been a good tasty one. I'm really looking forward to coming back out here with some stick baits. I'd probably take off these same sort of little assist hooks on the back of these ZXs and put them onto some little stick baits. I used to have a really lot of luck with this sort of pale yellow Savage Gear stick bait, and if you're looking for the size of the assist hooks to put on, I think the size I used to go was SS. So Owner and Decoy have SS style hooks that you can use. You can buy them separately, or you can just buy the ZX replacements, but they're a little bit more expensive. But instead of having a large treble at the back, you're better off taking that treble off and putting on a little assist hook. You'll increase your hookup rate. Having said that, if you're sick of catching little ones like I was, then trebles are fine as well, but I'd probably go no more bigger than size 13. Thanks for watching. For more Perth Metro fishing, please subscribe. Feel free to ask any questions in the comment section.